Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Widia Nor Rahmah. I'm a student of English Education Study Program Class C with SRN 19011200005. In this video, I want to review my studying and listening to audio on VOA, Voice of America audio program. So here I did my listening on November 11th, 2021 at 8:15 p.m. The first audio program that I took is the topic about education. In this program, there are more than 400 plus articles along with audio contained in it. Various kinds of topics were discussed related to the main topic, namely education. An example of the many audio articles I listened to there, one of them was an article entitled For Native Americans and Other College Falls Short. This article was written by Susan Shen on June 5, 2021. I chose this article because there are topics that I discussed related to Native Americans and Harvard University, which are topics of interest for me. Because of my interest, I want to listen and read the article. The first thing I did was click on the article, then I click on the play button and on the Bible audio to turn on the audio, and then I listen to the audio while reading the article. I listened to the whole story in the article to end, and then I took back at the timeline of the content of the article as a whole. Next, I pitch one thing. That I can learn and get after reading and listening to the content of the article. Well, the thing I learned from the content of the article was I learned that the first Native Americans to graduate from Harvard University was Salif Jestemoc, that is more than 350 years ago. Then the second we can find out there were many previous problems between Native Americans and Harvard University, such as the issue of land being taken and asked to be returned, and then the problem of attendance without payment. Third, not only Harvard was like that, but other state universities also took the land of 250 Native American tribes in that period. Fourth, Native Americans have the lowest graduation rate in the country, even more so during this pandemic. Therefore, the Native Americans students there asked the attention of Harvard University to pay more attention to them. Next. At November 12, 2021 at 9:10 p.m. The audio program that I took for number 2 is the topic about American president. The program contained the biographies of the 45 people who have served as presidents in the United States. Their various characteristics are shown in the skit in the video. From the first president, George Washington, and in 1789 to 1797, to current President Donald Trump since 2017. And one of the life stories of American president that interests for me is from the 16th President of America, namely Abraham Lincoln, who served from 1861 and 1865. The first article was written by Jean Kelly on June 4, 2017. I chose the article that told about 16th president because I have heard a few stories that this president was instrumental in abolishing slavery in America, but his life ended tragically because he was assassinated. Because of that, I want to listen and read the article. First thing I did was click on the article, and then I click on the play icon on the audio below and previous video, and I listened to the whole story in the article to the end. Next, I pitch things that I can learn and know about after reading and listening to the content of the article. Well, thing I learned and knew from the content of the article, that first that I knew that Lincoln, in his time success in abolishing slavery throughout America, he was not anti-slavery activist but an abolitionist. But he did not support the country policies on slavery. Second, in his effort to abolish slavery, he received many obstacles. He decided to become president to abolish the slavery system. And the third, President Lincoln's first task came a little more than a month after he was sworn in. It is a civil war. The Civil War remained the bloodiest war in American story, and it changed the country. The war radically affected American politics, economy, and society. Fourth, Lincoln broke several laws, but he succeeded in reuniting the country and declaring freedom for more than 3 million enslaved people. But a few days after the war ended, Lincoln was killed by being shot by a Southern supporter. That's all the story, the life story about the President of America in the 16th is Abraham Lincoln. Okay, next, move to the next, the third topic. I did the listening in November 13th, 2021 at 8:05 a.m. The topic that I took in the third audio program that is everyday grammar. In this program, there are more than 500 plus articles along with audio content in it. Various kinds of topics were discussed related to the main topic, namely everyday grammar. One of many audio articles discussed, I choose to listen to one of them is an article entitled how so can replace a lot of information. The article was written by John Russell on uh, August 5th, 2021. I chose this article because the topic discussed were quite interesting, which discussed what information could be replaced by the word soul. Therefore, I am interested to listen and read the article. Well, the first thing I did find out the content of the article was the same as before. I click on the article and then I click on the play icon and then I listen while read the article. Well, while I was listening and reading the article, I picked up some things that I learned about the use of the word soul, which is like I know that word soul can replace a clause in speaking and writing. Well, the clause that can be replaced by word soul is the clause that, which is generally preceded by a verb suggest, think, and hope. The purpose of the substitution is to shorten down the sentence and not repeat the same statement. Another reason is to speed up sentence and not repeat the information that has been conveyed. Well, those are something of the thing I learned after reading and listening to the article. Next, move to the audio program 4. Here I did listening on November 14, 2021 at 9:45 p.m. The topic I took here is as a teacher. In this program, there are a lot of articles accompanied by audio in it. Various kinds of questions are discussed in it, and one of many questions discussed, I chose to listen to one of them was a question regarding the use of phrase take a note and phrase make a note. This question was asked by Galmesa to VOA, Voice of America, and answered by Alice Bryan on July 16, 2021. Well, the first thing I did to find out the discussion of the question was the same as before. I click on the article, then I click on the play icon on the audio, and then I listen while I read the article. Well, while I was listening and regarding to the article, I pitch up a few things that I learned about using the process take a note and make a note. Well, the thing that I learned and knew from the content of the discussion were that the first thing I knew was that the phrase take a note can be used as an idiom to mean notice something and also to express a special attention to something, which is often used in comment and question sentence. Then the second is that if the phrase take a note is added with an s, it can change the previous meaning to write something to remember. Furthermore, the fourth thing I learned is that the phrase make a note of is the same meaning as the phrase take a note. Another phrase that has a different meaning from the two of it. Make a mental note, which means to make a deeper effort to remember something in memory. That's all that I can learn from this topic of audio program as a teacher. Next, so we move to the next audio program. That is audio program number 5. I did listening in this audio program, the article, on November 15, 2021 at 6:15 p.m. The audio program 5, the topic is about words and their stories. In this program, there are a lot of articles compiled by audio in it. There are various kinds of topics discussed in the audio program, and one of the many discussions discussed, I choose to listen to one of them. Is an article entitled "What Happened When Insects Get in Our Idioms." The article was written by Anna Mateo on May 22, 2021. I chose this article because the topic discussed is quite interesting once again, which discuss what idiomatic expressions are inspired by insect or bugs. Just like before, I click, then I listen, I pitch, and then I pitch some things that I can learn from it. Well, some things that I can learn from listening to the explanation in the audio are the first on the expression "you are bugging me." I know that it means the person is annoying, like a bug. The second is the phrase "to have an in your pants" means someone cannot sit still and constantly moving around. The third is in the expression "knock as a bug in a rock," which means that we are warm and comfortable, usually under many blankets. The fourth is in the expression pressure, apply in an ointment, which is to point something bad that ruins something else. The fifth in the expression, have a bee in your butt, which can be interpreted as an anger towards something that bothered you, or something, or sometimes can be used to express the expression when we want to make fun or someone who is acting angry, but for not good reason. That's all the article that I took from audio program number 5, the topic about words and their stories. Next, we move to the next, the last topic that I took, the topic program number 5. I did listening on November 16, 2021 at 12:15 p.m. The audio program number 5 is the topic I chose is about healthy and lifestyle. In the program, there are a lot of articles accompanied by audio in it. There are various kinds of topics discussed, and one of many discussions I choose to listen. One of them is an article entitled "From Epidemic to Pandemic: to endemic. The article was written by Kathy Whipper on September 27, 2021. I chose this article because the topic discussed was quite interesting once again and is a topic that is still hot to discuss, which discussed to shift from epidemic to pandemic and endemic, which is related to the spread of the COVID-19 virus. Just like before, I click on the article, then I listen to the audio, then I pitch something that I can learn from it. Well, some things that I can learn from listening to the explanation in the audio are: first, pandemic are only used to express the spread of the most extreme and dangerous disease. Second, I learned that the difference between epidemic and pandemic is not the severity of the disease, but the extent to which it has spread. A pandemic means a disease has spread to several countries in the world and is international and out of control. Epidemic is used to mean the disease spreads over a small area and generally contain or expect or contain or expected. The third is that the endemic is a word used to mean disease spread over a small area or generally. And the word endemic is a word used to describe a disease outbreak that exists and is limited to area and easily to controlled. Fourth or less, I know that this COVID-19 virus, which are originally an epidemic, then turned into a pandemic, and now if the vaccination program continue to be improved and the people immunity continues to grow, that was once a pandemic will become an endemic. So that's all I can say about my review of the 6 VOA audio program and the article I select in them. Also, things I do and can learn after reading and listening to them. That's all. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.